So now we want to start to work on admin functionality. Now we have a flag in the user model for isAdmin, and we need to create a piece of middleware that checks for that when we add that middleware to certain routes. So the first route that I want to create that is going to be protected for admins is going to be to get users. So I'm in Postman and I'm just going to create the request here. So it's going to be get to API users, and it's going to be get, I'll say get all users, admin only, and we'll create that. And if I make a get request to URL/API users, obviously this is going to be not found because we haven't created it yet. So let's go into our backend and let's go into our user controller. And I'm just going to copy this get user profile, and we'll put this down at the bottom here. So this is going to get all users, and it's going to be a get request to this, just API/users, and we're going to say private/admin, because not only is it protected and you have to log in, but you also have to be an admin. And we'll call this get users, and it's actually going to be really simple. Get rid of this, and we're going to get users from user.find, and we'll just pass in here an empty object because we want to get all users, and we're just going to respond res.json with those users. Okay, then we'll go down here and export get users. And then in our routes, so in our user routes, let's add in here get users, bring it in, and then the route is going to be on /, but it's going to be a get request. So .get, and we're going to add the protect middleware and then get users. So I'm going to save that, and if I go back here and I hit this, it says not authorized, no token. Well, I'm logged in as John Doe, so if I go to authorization and then bearer token and send, it works. Now John Doe is not an admin, so I don't want him to be able to, or anybody that's not an admin, able to access this. So let's go into our auth middleware, and we have our protect, so we still want to pass in protect because that's going to decode the token and all that. But let's also add down here const, and we'll call this admin, or you can call it isAdmin, whatever you want, and set this to a middleware function, so it takes in request, response, next, and we're just going to say if request.user, so we want to check to make sure there's a user logged in, and request.user.isAdmin. If that's true, then we just want to call next and move on. Else, then we're going to set a res.status of 401, not authorized, and we're going to throw a new error. And for this message, let's say not authorized as an admin. And then we just need to export our admin function, and then we can bring that into user routes. So in addition to protect, let's bring in admin, and then we're going to add that as a second argument here. So we're passing in protect and admin to get users. So now if I go back to Postman and I try to send, I get not authorized as an admin. So what I'll do is go back to, I'm going to open up my login here, and I'm going to log in as admin. Right now I'm logged in as John Doe. In fact, if I go to my user's profile, you'll see that I'm logged in as John Doe. So I'm going to log in now as admin. I'm going to keep this here and send. And I'm logged in as admin. My token got saved, and I'm going to go back to this tab and send, and now I can access it. All right, so it just depends if we have that isAdmin flag set to true. So I'm going to save this route, and now we're ready to implement this into our front end. So in the next video, we're going to start to create a user list in the front end, is that we can look at the user's info, we can edit, we can make them admins, and we can delete them. So we'll start on that next.